Give me a minute and let's talk about Latvia's question here. What's up? What are these things going around about Russia advancing in Avdiivka? Okay, so we know that starting on October 10th, Russia had moved about 40,000 men and their machines into the Avdiivka sector and began just pummeling the town, leveling it block by block with artillery and pushing in all directions. Right? I mean, the initial push was to cut it off here, right, through Berdichi, and then cut all the supply lines. But they've been unable to do that. You can see the way that the gray zones expanded and the amount of the town that is free and under Ukrainian control has consistently been eroding away. One of the biggest reasons for this is a lack of artillery shells. The Ukrainians don't have the artillery to combat the Russian artillery. They don't have it. And they don't have it because the European Union and the United States haven't delivered the weapons that they need. It's just that simple. The Ukrainians are out there every single day doing the impossible with nothing, and they've been doing it for so long, while we dither about border politics and grain, the price of grain, and it's insanity. It's insanity. And we're seeing the effects of this internal politic nonsense on the battlefield now. It's catching up with us. So the Ukrainians have been doing what the Ukrainians do. They hold the line as best they can in the face of insurmountable odds. It's estimated now that between 25 and 30,000 Russians have met their end in Avdiivka since October 10th, since this onslaught began. And hundreds of tanks and armored vehicles have been lost. It's a graveyard of burning scrap metal. The likes of which the world has not seen since World War II. It's unbelievable. And the Ukrainians keep holding the line, causing as much damage to the Russians as they possibly can. In one kill zone, there's at least 3 major kill zones around Avdiivka, where as many as 514 Russians have met their end in a single day. In a single day. How long can they keep this up, especially running out of ammunition the way that they're doing? It's unknown. But the Ukrainians' goal is to preserve life. And so as these meat waves come in, if the Ukrainians can't fend them off, they're going to withdraw. And they're going to keep withdrawing. They're going to keep making it cost the Russians as much as they can. But without the ammo that we promised them, it's getting awful hard to hang on. So we shouldn't be surprised if the Ukrainians have to give Avdiivka up. We should not be surprised by that, just like with Bakhmut. Does that mean that it's a victory for the Russians? Well, let's see. Let's think about what a victory Bakhmut was. How'd that work out? It was the effective end of the Wagner forces. It ended up with an insurrectionist in charge of the military southern command of Rostov-on-Don, tanks 2 hours outside of Moscow. Eugene Prigozhin's plane, a fireball above Tver. Oh yeah, that was hell of a victory. It's the same kind of thing. They're breaking themselves in these nightmare waves. And even if they take the town, it's a Pyrrhic victory that has cost them way too much, right? It's cost them something like 1,600 lives for every one of the 19 houses that Putin was bragging about on the TV the other night. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I want to thank Marion Spiernak, who is the sponsor of this video. She got to sponsor video because she joined the Patreon at the Dobrovicher level or higher, and you can too. Link is in the bio. Thanks for the question, Lafayette.